things that you are encountering in your school, either with engaging students or working with administration, whatever they are, and we'll have a little bit of a conversation about that. So I'm not going to go through the handout much more than to just highlight a few things, because now you really are your leaders, and like Mary Lou said, you know way more than your parents, the average voter, and your elected representatives about the issues around nuclear. And you're going to have to hone your leadership story, because one of the most impactful ways that you can get other young people or even other adults involved is to tell the story of why you are involved. Why are you doing this? What has touched you to make you devote your time and your energy to working to stop nuclear war and nuclear proliferation? So that's one of the first things that we can talk about. And I'm wondering, how many of you have ever heard of the concept of theory of change? Put up your hand. Who have heard of this concept, theory of change? So it's a way of thinking strategically about, if we're going to do this, then this is going to happen because of these other factors. So I really encourage you to be thoughtful and think through the strategies that you're going to be developing. And if you haven't before, Google theory of change and come to understand how you develop a theory of change that fits with your circumstances, the people that are in your school, in your community, and the people that you're trying to influence. The other thing on the handout is about engaging people. You know, if you just go and you put up a poster in your school with a time for a meeting, do you think people are going to show up? Probably not. So you're going to have to find out some creative ways of getting people to engage before you actually get them into coming together to do some organizing. I have some favorite organizing quotes that I'm going to share with you, and you can tell me which one you like the best. The first one that's referenced in the handout is organize people, not events. What do you think of that? What does that mean to you? If you're just going to organize events and you have an event, you know, you see this all the time, there'll be a panel, people come, they learn, they meet, they go home, nothing happens. So you have to think about how, when you have an event, are you going to bring those people in to get them to do something? Even if they're writing a letter or signing a petition, you're getting their name and address, you know, you're getting them in so that you can get them involved. One of my other favorite quotes about organizing is, we get what we organize for. We can all bemoan the state of the world right now, but it comes down to the way that we organize. And one of the other things that I have on the back page of the sheet, and what's so great about this museum that we're in, is learning how other issues have been addressed in history. Learning, how did we stop slavery? How did women get the vote? All these other issues that have been successes, to really learn about how people organize for social change and for justice. My other favorite quote is, hope is not a strategy. That kind of fits with the theory of change. Another of my favorite quotes is, don't agonize, organize, which is an old Florence Kennedy. It was a kick-ass American black feminist from, I can't remember what years, she was like, I don't know, the 30s. And the idea that, again, that you need to be thinking about how are you organizing people in your school or in your community. And the last one of my favorite quotes is, change does not come from fighting against what is, but in creating something new. So that idea of really presenting the alternatives, not just trying to stop or the harm or disrupt, you know, the escalation of military spending, but to really be able to present an alternative vision for a world without nuclear weapons, a world without war, a world that's peaceful and healthy. So that's some of the things that are on the handout, and a few of my favorite quotes. Which one do you like the best? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyone remember? 1? So now we're just going to have a little bit of a conversation. And so Sarah has the mic.
Yeah.
I just want to invite someone to start off and share with us. We'll start with the success stories. What is something that you've done or you've seen in the school to really engage other students and to help build a group, or have your school be part of the larger peace movement? Who wants to start off? What's something that's worked in your school? I see someone right here.
My friends and I here.
Do you want to introduce your name and your school too?
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Mateo, and I'm from Lincoln High School in Portland, Oregon. This is Nathan, Adam, and Remy. And together we started a Students for Nuclear Peace Club at Lincoln, and right now we're working on applying to become a Students for Nuclear Disarmament Club, which we're pretty excited for. And well, what we've been doing is like reaching out to kids from like all around the school and like advertising that this club isn't a political club. It is a club for humans and against like nuclear weapons, and it's been very successful. We have like a lot of turnout at the club itself.
So what would you say is one thing you could share that you've done that has made it successful, that's gotten that good turnout?
I think having a very like varied public, like reaching out to people of all ages, so freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, because usually if we're only targeting our friends and stuff, only them will show up, and then other kids might feel left out. And so I think having like an intergenerational type of group is very helpful.
And how did you reach out to them?
We did that by like picking out different. Well, first there's this big event called the Club Fair, which is where all the clubs at our school go into the main commons room, and then it's kind of like a big market, and you just call out people. You're like, hey, come here, like join our club, and then eventually we picked out specific people from each of the classes who came to our first club meeting, and we're having them go and advocate within each of their own like generations. Yeah.
What a great idea. So I wonder how many other schools have that kind of like a sign-up fair where you get to join some kind of student group or club. And I don't know if it includes things like arts or sports or things like that.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. Wow, that's a cool idea. How many other schools do that? Anybody? Yeah? All right, anybody else with a good success story? Table over there. So share your name and the school you're from.
Hi, I'm Naomi from Niverville High School, just 30 minutes out from Winnipeg. And one of our success stories as a group, we have Student Action Group. We've grown a lot over the years. We came from like 3 people to, how many? Like 15 of us, like 15 to 20 of us. And we have all been very active with different things that we have interest in and things we believe need awareness. For specifics, last year I ran an Asian Heritage Month because I believe that we need to talk about diversity and the importance of culture in communities. And then the year before that, we had some other things going on that I can't quite recall, but we had some stuff going on for mental health awareness, and then we have sexual violence awareness that we're talking about. And now we're here at the Youth Nuclear Peace Summit because we believe it's really important.
So very broad range of issues that you're dealing with. So share with us one of the things that you did at one of those events that really got young people engaged.
I can talk from personal experience for Asian Heritage Month. I ran that event over the course of 3 days where I focused on the different diversity of the communities. So first we started out with local students where they would present and talk about their own cultures, from presentations to hands-on working. And then the next day we brought in a local bakery, and we got to make cakes, and then she talked about her how she integrated her culture from immigration, because it's hard to be accepted into a new culture, especially when everyone around you makes sure you know that you are the minority. And on the third day, the third and final day, I brought in some elected officials, such as the Minister of Immigration, Malaya Marcelino, and Jennifer Chen. And then we had some other people from Youth Parliament of Manitoba come in as well for a panel, and we asked them questions about why diversity is important, why culture is important, and along the aspect of that.
So how many students participated?
Just over 30 students, and we come from a very tiny school, so that was a very big amount of kids.
And then what we're looking for is how that evolved into, from those 30, what did they do next? Like, how did they get involved from there?
A lot of the students that did end up joining the event are now a part of Student Action Group, and a lot of students are now being less ignorant about their comments, because at the time I really wanted students to remember that being ignorant and that just racism isn't funny. So now a lot of comments that are derived from that ignorance, you don't see that as much anymore in the hallways, specifically from some students that I recognized. And I feel like we grew a lot from that. Nice.
So let's try one more success story. Maybe we'll see if we can get someone on this side. Way over here, Sarah, you're going to have to run. And you can come up and get your chocolate and your poppy, the people that have already spoken. Right here, there comes Sarah around, at the front. You can share your name and where you're from, your school.
Hi, my name is Ariella. We're from Grand Park High School in Winnipeg, and one way that we share like our success and spread awareness of stuff is through our Instagram.
Okay.
So it has a huge following of like kids from our school's from 7 to 12, so like it has a really huge following. That's how we spread like a lot of things like clubs and stuff like that. So for example, a specific club, I'm in the Black History Month Club. So especially during February, we have like an event like every day. You know, sometimes in the announcements in the morning, we say some like facts, something like that. And then we have like this big performance, Afro Night. And then it's kind of at the end of the month. And we invite other schools to form that connection. And then we have different dance performances, food, music, stuff like that. Yeah.
So how do you think you can translate? First of all, I want to know how many followers on your Instagram. And then how can you translate some of those events into people getting involved in the issues from this Youth Nuclear Peace Summit? Anybody?
We have 1,398 followers.
Woohoo, that's great.
So a lot of times our student council, they make videos and skits, especially with trends, popular trends. So like, for example, if we want to spread like awareness about like nuclear testing, for example, they would use like a popular trend and like, you know, kind of format it to make it appealing to everybody, kind of spread it around, yeah.
Video is so powerful, very powerful tool. Okay, so how many people haven't put up their hand because they're kind of maybe sitting there thinking, we've tried a few things in our school, but we seem to keep running into challenges. It's hard to get things going. It's hard to get other students engaged. So I'm wondering who wants to be brave and put up their hand with the challenge that they're facing in their school or their school division or community. Oh, I'm in the middle there, yeah.
Hi, my name's Bandana, and I'm with Tessa, Stella, and Julia from Vincent Massey. And we used to have like a UNESCO club that I'm assuming, like this was before our time, that would come here and like speak. But now, like the past 5 years, it's mostly just been like our teacher picking students from like his classes. He was telling us that the problem with the UNESCO club was that post-COVID, many different clubs were created that also helped the community. And like Key Club, there's our diversity club. So like we have clubs that kind of like talk about like all these issues and do a really good job at promoting them and like spreading awareness. but there isn't like one big club that kind of like comes together, if that makes sense.
So one of the challenges then is people are dispersed in all sorts of smaller clubs?
Yes, like even with their diversity club, we have a main one, but most people usually split off to like their Filipino club or like their, like, what is it called? BSMU, like Black Student Club, I guess. So like, I feel like there's like not a big sense of community between everyone, if that makes sense.
Well, that's a really interesting challenge, and like you need an organizational structure a little bit.
Yeah,
because
I wouldn't say it's like necessarily bad because we still are like spreading stuff and like people are engaged and stuff like that. It's just that we aren't really all coming together.
So it sounds like the solution is what you're saying, though, or part of it is an event to do that.
Yeah.
To bring, that would be really cool. Because I've heard that, you know, when I was in high school in like the 70s, there was a student council. And I hear that there's fewer and fewer student councils in high schools now, that it is mostly clubs, kind of issue clubs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case.
We have our own student council, but then we have like a million other different clubs.
So I don't know if anyone else has some response to, what's your name again?
Bandana?
Bandana, what Bandana is saying in terms of having people dispersed in a bunch of different clubs. Has any other school encountered that and dealt with that in a way that might be helpful?
There's some over here.
Someone over there? Okay.
Hi, my name is Granisha, and our school is like really small. It consists of like 150 people, and there's like many like clubs. Like there would be like a book club that we just started, and then there's like other clubs which I have no clue what's going on anymore. Right. So when we try to make a club meeting, they all align, like all the meetings would align sometimes because most of the students are free at like lunch and stuff. So it just, everything collabs and stuff and it combines, so it gets harder to make more clubs because there's already so many.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all going to have to meet at the same time, lunchtime, when people are free.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a real scheduling problem. But it sounds like the idea of having the clubs come together and then being able to share the concerns and the issues and activities between the people in all the different clubs, that would be a really good initiative. And which school are you at? You said it's a small school?
Yeah, we're at Maples Met.
Maples, oh, Met School, yeah, cool. All right, so I see hands here, and then there was one in the back corner, and one over here, Sarah. So there's three that I see right now, and we have a bit more time.
I just wanted to maybe offer something that our school's about to try, and I don't know if it's going to be a success. So I'll put that as a disclaimer. Because we are experiencing the exact same issues. We are also a Met school, and we are also very small. And we also have lots of clubs, and they also all run at lunch, and they also all run into each other and all this sort of stuff. We're about to reach out to all the student bodies, so my students aren't quite aware of this quite yet, to get their feedback on this idea. But the idea is bringing what we're doing outside of class time into class time. And every second Monday, we are dedicating our class first block of the day to what we're calling Magic Mondays. And the idea there is, I know it's a great name, the idea there is that we are all together as one, on the same floor, together, giving space and opportunity for things that are happening that are maybe celebrations, maybe they're opportunities for us to mourn together. It really depends on what's going on in the world and what's going on in our community. And then breaking off into groups. And those groups will be student-driven and teacher-supported. And the idea there is that there's going to be maybe folks that want to explore climate action through art, or maybe there's folks that want to. So I mean, the idea there is that hopefully we start to see these desperate groups start to come together and see some of the similarities and have time within our school structure to explore those things in authentic ways. That's the hope. That's the dream.
Cool idea. And all the teachers are going to agree, hopefully, on doing the class time thing. That's great. I think we might have time for, I'm looking for Estelle, one more?
We have 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes left. All right, so maybe because you're close here, there's the person right there in the gray shirt, and then in the brown over there, and I think that's probably going to be about it.
Hi. So we have a bit of an opposite problem in that we're a pretty decent sized high school with about 1,000 kids, a little bit more. And we too have, there's a club for everything. But we also have a very active student council, and a student council who is run by a teacher who comes from the US. And in the US student council, it's a bit different in that it's more of, yes, running the activities within the school, but then also doing service before self. That's kind of like their mandate. So this actually could be a good opportunity for some of the teachers to punt it back to the kids and get the kids to pick some, like, hey, please do a presentation for the student body on nuclear disarmament. And why is this important? Like for us, we're from Halifax. So Halifax, for people who don't know, is the home of Canada's East Coast Navy. So we can see the Navy ships from our school buildings. So if things go sideways, we are the vaporized people. So sad to say. So this could be something that student council, you take back to them, hey, could you do a call out? And then put a group of kids together, and then as student council stuff tends to go, that might generate enough interest to create a club. That if people, it goes back to the question, the whole topic of education, that if people know about it, people might be willing to take action. And then for teachers as well, if we wanted to incorporate mini lessons on this and the impacts of nuclear disarmament, especially if you're a language arts teacher or a social studies teacher, you could bring in those firsthand testimonies. And I'm assuming most of us have similar outcomes in that reacting, taking appropriate action based on your age. So you could get kids starting to write letters to their MPs about nuclear disarmament. So it doesn't have to be an entire shift. It can be little steps.
Right. Excellent. Thank you. So the last one, I think we're going to have to not, we'll see how long. There was one more person in the back that had her hand up. That's the one I saw before. In the brown, very corner. So we can either raise concern.
Anybody over here?
Yeah. On our phone, right? Yes. You had your hand. Yes.
No.
Okay. How about then do you want to go with the student, or because we've had 3 teachers now, right?
I swear, I'm going to walk it over to her. I think as teachers, been teaching for 25 years, I've been so satisfied and felt so much reward from letting the kids do the work. I love the expression, what was it? Student-led? Yeah, teacher-supported. When I actually stepped away from the meeting and said, no, you guys figure it out, you guys organize, all of a sudden there were these little adults that wanted to change the world. But when it was just me, the expert, it wasn't as good.
Hello, we are the Peace and Justice Club at the Steinbach Regional. We have the issue of our school being too big and assuming it's all political.
Oh.
We have no clue how to solve it. I don't know. Whenever you mention that it's the Peace and Justice Club, people automatically assume it's just all fully liberal and that they don't fit in here. We have a very small club.
Well, and it is hard to be able to talk about some of these issues. And like there was other people talking earlier today about being able to personalize it. And, you know, one of the other things I was going to do, and I decided not to because of the mood in the room, or that people had been sitting a long time, I was going to do a meditation on peace. And I started doing this every morning because of what's going on in the world and not wanting to be anxious and angry and frustrated. So that's one idea, is to make it start off at a very personal level as a way of helping people kind of cope with their anxiety and their concern and that kind of thing. So that's one thing that maybe is a way of rounding this off. So to everyone that contributed and all those who didn't get a chance, I'm sorry, but great conversation, and thank you so much for all that you're doing, and really want to encourage you to continue. Thanks so much.
Use them for longer and energy.
Our mayor, Myron Day. He lives behind us. Do we vote for our mayor? Because I've never. Not us. No, we don't.
Affiliated with a party per se, but they still might be.
We created that.
That's what I mean. I've always been interested in this early on. Tuesday. And then I have to do. Oh,
Don't mind me.
Wait about what? And then I have some.
Sorry.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
All right.
Labor relations, environmental law, is it? She would want to.
Just esports, just people playing video games. Yeah, people playing video games, right? And so the knee-jerk reaction might be, oh, well, that's just for fun.
Just a survivor if we talk.
Oh wait, that one.
I don't even think that was my card. I think that was the one teacher. Anyone can sign that.
If you reach out to them, the organizer, I probably still have her email because I used to be a part of it. Okay. I'll give you it. But you could reach out and be like, hey, so we had this really cool topic that we're passionate about.
So we are a little unstable. Something that we really need is stability. So you could do that through better leadership, you can teach them.
So they get returns when they're profitable.
And I can't imagine investing in something so that's another action.
Two teachers.
Yeah. Our call to action is to just call our, we're going to call our education and then we're going to go like a recall and talk about it. So, our leadership club.
Lord Soccer. Okay. Comprehensive secondary school. I don't know why the name is so long, but I'm the student council president there.
Oh,
but like
wow.
Except like we have no clubs and there's no school spirit. So like I try to implement it, but like no one is interested. Like you guys do like pep rallies. Like we have.
Are the teachers at our school to inform them and talk about what we've learned. And an idea we got from another school, they said we could also present it to the board, like our school division, which I think would be really important to like inform other schools and teach way more people about this.
Hello, I'm Dawn Kropodra. I go to the Steinbach Regional Secondary School. We have a Peace and Justice Club, and that's who came here today. Our idea of something to go forward with is presenting stuff like this to our education minister. We feel like it could be very helpful to try getting the education minister to sign the ICANN, and that's kind of our goal going forward. And from another school, I ended up saying I have a table at the school that does not have a club at all for this. I feel like it could be really important for anyone who
Sorry, 1 second. If you want to yell, you can.
There is also another microphone.
Oh yeah, that's true. Avinash, it's okay.
Oh wait, that one's alive.
Yeah, okay. Second mic, I guess. Okay. I sat at a table with a school that does not have a club, and I feel like for anyone who has similar issues with not having one, anyone here could start a club in your school. Find a teacher that is willing to make one and just start one. People will join. You can advertise it to other students. And I feel like it's really important that we come together with these issues.
Hi, my name is Helena Jin. I'm from Grand Park High School. And one thing we thought about doing when we go back to our school is to present what we found as well as the new information we learned to our whole school, so to the students as well as to the teachers. Because this is a very unique experience that not all people get to go to, so it would be very important to share what we know with others. And one thing we learned from another school is to use school Instagram as well as announcements to maybe like sprinkle in like maybe something fun like a skit or something like that, so the youth can be more like into it, you know, because of course like we're still young, we have kind of low attention spans, and it's good to like have something interesting happen so we can grow that like seed in our hearts to like actually take interest in the nuclear like topic of nuclear dissertation dismemberment. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Hideo Yoda, and I'm from Kansai Soka High School in Japan, and I really appreciate that to give us such wonderful opportunity. And during the summit, I promised myself to become the eyes and ears and voices of the people who couldn't be here. So when I came back to Japan, I would like to tell them what I saw and what I hear and what I said, and something I learned. That's it.
Hello everyone, I'm Haruto Nakamori, I'm from Japan. As our the purpose of education, like we think that we use our knowledge to bring out our possibilities. So throughout the summit, many people have a dialogue. So I was so inspired. So I like to when I go back to Japan, I would like to have a lot of dialogue and make more friends. Thank you.
Hi, I am Alex Yastishin from Calais Churchill High School, not located in Churchill, Manitoba. The action we decided to take was to bring the Everything You Treasure, I'm just going to call it a thing, Everything You Treasure thing into our school on a Remembrance Day for nuclear peace, particularly the one for the Marshall Islands nuclear testing. And then the other idea we came up with is all these schools have their own UNESCO clubs, and why should the only time that they're able to come together be at an event like this? So we think it's a great idea, even just within our division, to have the different UNESCO clubs meet in person, meet online at some frequent interval, and then this way we'll have a much bigger voice to go talk to, say, the Board of Education to get nuclear disarmament added to the social studies curriculum. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mateo. I'm from Portland, Oregon. And when we get back to Portland, the action we're gonna take is we're gonna work with our school's Environmental Justice Club and the various environmental clubs from around Portland, Oregon. And we're gonna work together to try and create a nuclear disarmament walkout. Usually we have a Earth Day walkout every year through a third party, which works with all the environmental justice clubs of Portland. And we're gonna work together to try and get a nuclear disarmament version of that in Portland, and hoping to get a lot of turnout for that. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Japnor. I'm from Maples Met School. And one of the things we talked about in my school so far is a youth-led workshop that would happen on like a PD day. And we would basically talk with adults and people from our school board and just other adults about how we can educate people and just get support from adults. We're also thinking about a movie night with that one movie people keep talking about these past days that I kind of forgot the name of. So yeah. Oh yeah, The House of Dynamite, The House of Dynamite.
Hello, I'm Yale, and I'm from Maples Med School. And one action that my school came up is to bring guests from Ukraine, Gaza, and from other places. Since if we want to build a brighter future, we want those people to share their experiences about the nuclear bombings so we can help build a brighter future for them.
Hi everyone, my name is Bianca Marzan. I'm from Dartmouth High School from Nova Scotia, Canada. Currently in our province, there are currently technological divides, and there are not many STEM clubs in our school. And I understand that STEM and humanities can be two different fields. However, because we want to tackle two problems at the same time, STEM and nuclear disarmament, we decided that maybe we could apply for funding, collaborate with school leaders to make interactive coding using microcontrollers that are accessible, making projects like radioaction detectors, DIY radioaction detectors, making them learn about different chemical compounds that could cause radiation, all of which could combine science and humanities so that people with different interests, we can combine such.
Hello, I'm Mia, also from Dartmouth High School in Nova Scotia, Canada. Similar to what Bianca said, I've noticed that not just in the school environment, but in the community in general, there's a lack of education, not just about nuclear disarmament, but about nuclear weapons in general. So what I plan to do is maybe in collaboration with Bianca's STEM club idea, is to bring educational incentives both to the school community, both to the school environment and the overall community of Dartmouth, Halifax, maybe even Nova Scotia as a whole. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for having us here. This has been a great opportunity for the both of us. So yeah, thank you to everyone.
Hi, my name is Arisa, and I am in grade 12 at the University of Winnipeg Collegiate. I actually came to the summit by myself, but I am grateful to have been adopted by my new Halifax family. And one of the things that I've noticed, and we actually discussed this as a group, is that we see a lack of teaching of nuclear warfare and nuclear weapons in general in the curriculum at schools. And so we want to try and implement that more into the curriculum, whether that be talking to teachers. I know for me, from personal experience, our teachers are very open to adding or including new things into the curriculum. But I think that is something that we should all work towards in our own schools or in our own communities as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Arman from PTC, Pamina Trails Collegiate. It's in Winnipeg. So it's a fairly new high school, so we have discovered some issues in our communication. We have a lot of clubs, so we decided to collaborate and make a student mentorship club. So we might set up a table in the library at the end of the school day or at lunch, so where people can come up to you and talk. So if somebody has an issue, or somebody wants to learn about a club, a student can guide them from their personal experiences. So that's it.
Hi, I'm Selena from Lord Selkirk. It's 40 minutes out of Winnipeg. I'm student council president there, and our school has absolutely no spirit at all. And we were getting asked, like, just prior to this, what challenges we've been facing, like, with our clubs that we have. And I was thinking, like, oh, actually, we have, like, no clubs. So first thing that we kind of try to start up is implementing those clubs, even, like, just Spirit Week, things like that. I feel like when we start small, it'll, like, become into bigger, more serious, like, topics, like environmental justice or, like, peace and justice. And we have, like, other ideas.
One thing that we want to do after learning about the peace clubs is try to implement one into our school to hopefully get kids engaged in issues like nuclear peace, racism, sexism, things like that, environmental justice, and we're hoping to have a big turnout, and we'll kind of hope to do that through advertising, through like student council or like our Instagram or things like that. So we're hoping we can get more people engaged and more youth engaged in issues like that.
My name is Riley. I'm also from Lord Selkirk, and we plan to post it on our school bulletin, which is read every morning by the teachers to try to encourage other students to get some interest in these political topics that aren't really talked about much in our school. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julia Anderson Pocket. I am from Vincent Massey Collegiate. And the main thing that we talked about is how irrelevant our current social science curriculum is. So we would like to be talking to the school board to change our social science curriculum from K to grade 11.
Hi, I'm Naomi. And I'm Rulin, and we're from Niverville High School. So I was gonna talk about like how I thought it was really cool that we're collaborating with everyone and how we gotta like bounce ideas off one another and share our ideas. And I found it really cool because you see one perspective, like our perspective, and then we had another school had a completely different issue, and it's so interesting to see how things vary from school to school and the different ideas.
And some ways that we thought we could implement these ideas, especially from what we learned today. Our school is so small, so we wanted to start on a smaller scale to reach everybody at our school. We thought of an informational booth where we could encourage students to engage with different types of media, such as pamphlets or movies like House of Dynamite, right? So, yeah, that's our idea.
Thank you all so much for coming up here to present, and for all of you for coming and engaging with everything we've done over the past 2 days, through all the technical difficulties, through a lot of the cold weather for people out of town. It's been amazing to hear all of you engage with each other and with the topics that we've been presenting on. And it's super energizing as well for people who have been doing this for a while, for me only 6-ish years, and for others much longer. It's these summits that make it so worth it, that make it worth continuing to do it all and hearing. It gives you more energy to do more as well. And I hope all of you know, all of you as well, that we are all here to support you however you need. If you need to email any of us, we have a lot of contacts. For myself, I've been and am with a lot of different organizations that I would love to connect you with, that have different access to people such as Marshallese youth, such as youth from across the Pacific, and others who have been through nuclear testing that would love to speak to any of you. And a lot of youth organizations as well that have a lot of resources to help you if you want to do an event or if you want to take this elsewhere. So never hesitate to reach out to any of us, including our organizing committee as well as our speakers who have been doing this for a long time. And also for Senator McFedrin, we have her Youth Advisory Council as well. One of our working groups is nuclear disarmament, which I help lead. And right now we're working on a nuclear theater project, which is a very different spin on it that is also very interesting. So that's a website online that you can apply to as well as all of our organizations. As I said earlier, there will be an engagement document that goes out after the summit in case you want to engage with any of the organizations that were here today. And with that, you can all go back to your seats now. Thank you so much for coming up. And now, we are going to move into our closing.
Hello, everybody. Yes, if you hear me talking, that means we're close to the end. I know. I just want to get a pulse. Can you feel the energy in the room? Can you? Can you feel the momentum? Can you feel maybe the dream of next year? Can you feel it? Can you really feel it? However, we don't get there by the most important people in the room. Anybody guess who they are? And it's not the committee. Who is it? Okay, you're close second. Who is it? Nope. Oh, she said, well, okay, that was funny. Okay. You would not be here if it wasn't for your teachers. Your teachers are the cornerstone of your education. They did not have to do this. This is extracurricular. They're here. This is their time. They're giving up their time so you could have an opportunity to engage deeply into a topic that is difficult. And I would not imagine, I could almost guess that some of them might even be challenged a little bit for having picked this topic. So the best way to acknowledge teachers is to give them chocolates. See? Look how happy they are. No, it's to acknowledge them and give them a big round of applause. Can we have the teachers? I'm a big believer in democracy, and I'm telling you right now, they are the cornerstone. And if it wasn't for them believing in what Canada can be, and we are exactly what Canada can be, democracy would be at risk. What are we known for in Winnipeg? What is our history? Pardon me? No, it's not, you know, okay, I'll give it a what are we known for? What happened in Winnipeg? What happened in Manitoba that did not happen anywhere else in Canada? Louis Riel? Okay, well, okay, nuclear peace, that's close, that's good. What else? Anybody else? Go ahead. Winnipeg general strike. Unions. What else? What else happened in Winnipeg, in Manitoba? Go ahead. Women's vote happened here in Winnipeg. What happened here in Winnipeg? What else? Come on. Think deep. Well, you don't even have to think deep. I'll just say the number 94. Truth and... Okay. The person from Nova Scotia said it. 94, the truth and the calls for action is here. So now I'm going to say, why can't we be the Youth Nuclear International Summit here? My dear friend Senator McFedrin said, we're the only ones. We're the only ones. So if we can carry that over, we can do it. We can do it in Winnipeg. And elbows up or elbows down, we get it done. Now, okay, back to the teachers. I want them to come up here. We're going to line them up. And we have something special. just line up here not on the stage, just over here. And the committee, we'll speak about the committee after this. Or maybe we'll try to, maybe I'm getting the wrong order. Just look at these teachers. Amazing. I've gotten to know them individually. And I worked with teachers for the most of my life. Or maybe sometimes I was on the wrong side of the desk, but I worked with teachers most of my life. And you are extremely fortunate. Every single one of them is utterly amazing. And they care deeply about your future. They care deeply about our future collectively. Now, what we have for you, it's not much because we're always begging for money. I'm always an honest person. If you know anybody that has connections, come and see me after. I want more money. We have gotten chocolates by Peace by Chocolate. And now I'm going to pass the microphone for a few minutes to the woman from Nova Scotia. Good thing she showed up, right? To explain Peace by Chocolate.
Hi. Wasn't expecting me doing this, but that's okay. So, Nova Scotia, we often get depicted as being backwards, as being poor, as being uneducated, as being a very dull group of people. But that's really not us. That's how we're perceived by the world. Nova Scotians are friendly, and we have enormous hearts, and we take people as their own. Like, if you come to Nova Scotia, you will be adopted by someone, and they will become your family. And the Haddad family, which are the owners of Peace by Chocolate, okay, they came to Nova Scotia as Syrian refugees. They went to an absolutely minuscule community called Antigonish. You're probably the only one. Antigonish is tiny. It's a university town, not much else there. And they started their business again. They were chocolatiers back in Syria, and that's all that Mr. Haddad knew how to do. So he started making chocolate again. The community rallied around him in a baby barn. That's what his first shop was. And 10 years later, the family business has grown. It's back to probably more than what it ever was. And they make great chocolate. So we're very thrilled that, and their name, Peace by Chocolate, was the idea because it's Syrian-style chocolate, and that they were trying to bring their traditions to their new home, fostering peace and connection and kinship ties. So, yeah, the Haddads would now probably very proudly say they're originally from Syria, but they're from Antigonish. And yeah, we're very proud of them. I would say as like a province, we're totally proud of them.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're gonna hand out, but something special that you can. I don't know how many of you are keeping, making a portfolio, professional portfolio, keeping track of what you're doing. Anyways, we have certificates for all the students for having attended. So now we're gonna just ask the teachers to see Avinash. You're gonna get your certificates and your chocolate from Avinash. Yeah, there you go. Okay. You're gonna now. Oh yes, you have something important to say. Yeah, I actually do. It's our teacher's birthday, guys. Oh! Yeah, let's sing happy birthday. Okay, anybody? Any lead singers? It's not me. Okay.
Happy birthday to you. I don't know his name. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear teacher. Woo! Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you can show, the friendship vibe is really strong in here, I tell you. This is great. Now, there's going to be, we want to also acknowledge, I don't know if they're here, We want to acknowledge the team. So there's Sarah. Sarah, roll her right here. Did she not do a good job as MC? She makes it look really easy, but behind the scenes, she's working like crazy, adjusting and everything. She did a fabulous job. Thank you. Next is Maureen. Maureen is the heart. Maureen is the heart of the committee. Maureen cares deeply that everybody has everything they need. So Maureen. Then there's Avinash. Avinash, don't hide, Avinash. I know you're pretending. Avinash, Avinash, Avinash. Avinash, Avinash is the communication genius. Everything you see, from your name tags, your gift certificates, to the logistics, to the keeping track of where everybody's supposed to be staying, is him. Now, there's other people that we have to acknowledge, and I don't know if they're here. Are they here, Avinash? For the Museum of, oh, there he is. Jerome, stand up. Jerome. There's nothing in this event that does not have Jerome's fingerprint on. Nothing. When you see this room, this is his design. When you see anything that is related to the museum, related to the summit, it's him. And he has given above and beyond what is beyond the job. This man cares deeply of the success of this. He believes in it just as much as everybody else. So thank you, Jerome. And yes, Jerome, we have a chocolate. And yes, Jerome, we have a chocolate for you. And there's Amanda Goad. Some of you were at the press conference this morning. She stepped up to the plate. She belongs to the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. She's the staff officer. Is Amanda here? Anyways, Amanda did an exceptional job, and also Graham Lowes. Was she? Oh. Are you pointing to me, Justin? And there's also Graham Lowes, who's in charge of all the programming for education. He helped tremendously as well. So now what's on the agenda?
Wait, Estelle, there's also you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is very nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you.